But there's other people out there like working minimum wage jobs and getting like £8 an hour, and I just made £60 in 20 minutes, you know. Hey guys, I'm gonna take you through my day trading journey as briefly as I can. I'm actually kind of re-recording this because I recorded it before, but it was getting too long and too detailed and too dragged out. So I thought I'll just try to make a more concise video, and I'm just gonna put a screen recording of all my trades from day one on the side of the video while I talk, and any like interesting ones I've like opened to see the time frames and everything, where you can see like how long it took to gain or lose a certain amount of money in a trade. So you can pause and rewind and look at them in detail if you want, or you can just listen. It's up to you. I obviously started off with normal like investing, like buying shares and things like that. But I wanted to dabble in the day trading to see if I can make some quick, easy money, basically. Um, and in the beginning, I didn't really know how it works, so I was like, I was just trying out, you know, with like £1, £2, just buying something, seeing how it works, what the leverage does, and you know, I just lose a few p here and there. And then, as you can see, I started making my first profit on day trading silver, because I was watching the markets and I had an idea of the price of silver at the time, and I kind of had an idea that okay, I know when it's low and where it should be and what price it can go to and whatever. And I didn't know that I get charged interest overnight for holding the position overnight. So I held these initial silver these initial silver positions that I made profit in. I actually held these for like a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that, and I made £50, £40, £50, things like that, which for the amount of capital I was putting in day trading was pretty good, because I was putting maybe like £200 or something and making 50, or putting 300 making 100, which is like a pretty good percentage, you know. It's like whatever, like 30% return in like a few days and things like that, and it was pretty good, and the interest was actually not that much either. um, well, I think I did pay maybe like, I don't know, £10 interest for like those kind of positions. So I mean, it does take a big percentage, but it's still like a pretty good percentage, because the leverage would multiply my investment by a lot. So it would not even a lot. This is trading 212 doesn't give you like a high leverage. It gives you like maybe 10 times or 20 times leverage. It used to give a lot more, but they stopped that. I think it was too risky. Um, so yeah, so my £200 would be equal to like £2,000, and if it would go up 5%, I'd gain 5% of 2,000, which is, I don't know, like um, £200 is what's 5% of 5% of 2,000, which is like £100. If it would go up by 5%, I'd gain £100 on my £200 investment, which is like 50% gain, you know. So yeah, obviously it'd be 10 times that. Obviously it'd be, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, obviously 10 times 5% is 50%. Man, it's like 4 a.m. Anyway, so when I found out about this interest thing, I thought, okay, I'm gonna just do the positions. I'm gonna close the positions before they go overnight. Um, Now, the issue with this is when you have a longer time period, you have a higher chance of getting profit usually, at least in my experience. And when you're trying to make a profit in like a day, it's harder. And if you do make a profit, it's usually going to be less than if you waited for like a few days. Like, you know, let's say if something goes up 2% per day, in 10 days you can gain 20% or whatever, or not 20, I don't know, man. I'm too tired to do the maths right now, but you would gain 2% plus 2% of that, plus 2% of that, plus 2% of that, rather than just 2% in one day, you know? So you would have to put a larger amount or have like a higher leverage to get something decent in the same day. What I realized is day trading is really the same model as like gambling, as like a casino basically. So what I learned is that the more I would day trade, the more I would start losing money. So in my recording, you can't see how my total result, my net result, you can't see it changing because it just tells me my current net result. As you can see, it's like minus 260 pounds. But initially that it was plus 200 and something, you know, and when you're trying to enter the CFD, which is this day trading section of Trading 212, they give you all these warnings like, are you sure you want to do this, and this is very risky, and I don't know, like 90% of people lose money in this, and on average people lose 2,000 pounds in this, and it's like, you know, the worst statistics, like the kind of statistics that should make you just be like, nah, I'm not touching this, you know. But greed and self-confidence or whatever, overconfidence maybe, can just push you to be like, yeah, whatever, you know. Or, I mean, it's okay to take a risk, try something out, but you know, you should know when to stop. So when I started doing these these trades that were not overnight, that's when things started going bad, because then I started losing money or making less profit, and I'm like, oh man, I just made like 150 pounds in 10 days, and now I'm trying to make it in one day, and why is it not happening, and you know, things like that. And the thing is also with day trading, it's kind of like a game, so you feel like more competitive, you feel more like you need to win, and it becomes less about the money and about how much you're making and whatever. It's more about like, I need to win and I need to beat my last thing and do better. At least for me, it was kind of like that. So in day trading, I'd be like freaking out the whole time if I'm losing like even 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, while in investing I could even lose 1,000 and it'll be like whatever, you know. But in day trading, it's like every penny is like, you know, like it just kills me from inside. So so then I had to change my strategy. I was like, okay, this isn't really working, and I need to find out the best way and the most efficient way for me to make money on day trading. So I thought, okay, I mean, I dabbled in some more things. As you can see, I bought a few like here and there, made some it's quite a lot of it just by luck, you know. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And a lot of it is about your psychology and your mental state and how you're thinking about it, and if you've put stop losses or not. And honestly, the luck is pretty bad. Like when I'd put a stop loss, I'd get stopped out and then it'd go up, and when I put a take profit, it would just like go right below the take profit and go, and it was just like, it's just like, it makes you want to just do it the messy way and just scalp trade it quickly and things. Honestly, the scalp trading was one of the best things that worked to an extent, because you lose a bit, you're out, you gain a bit, you're out, you know. But it's just too nerve-wracking and it's not worth it, you know. You're like doing all this, like you're looking into this and that, and you do all this hard work to find a stock, like looking through the markets. Oh, McDonald's looks like it's gonna go up. buy. It goes up a bit, you sell, and you're really happy. Yeah, I got like £2, you know, and then it keeps going up, and you're like, man, I could have just got like £50, £100, and I just got out because like I wanted to scalp it. And then the next time you do it, you're like, okay, this time I'm gonna hold it because last time it went up, and that shows that I'm thinking the right thing. And then it'll go down, and it's just like gambling. It becomes like an addiction, kind of, you know. Like I'm like glued to the screen. I'm like constantly stressed, and I'm in like the worst mental state. And at the end of it, if let's say I make 50, then I'll lose 40, then I'll gain 20, then I'll lose 30, then so at the end of the day, I've like gained £3, or I've lost £2, or I've gained £5, or I've lost £10, and then you just think like, I spent like 8 hours today, you know, staring at my phone and trying to do all this, and in the end, I netted like £3. Like it was so not worth it, you know. Like it was kind of fun, but other than that, like it's just really not worth your time. But then I found this new thing. I found this thing on YouTube. It's this channel called Trader TV Live, and I'm not even sure what they are. They're like some trading company or something. They're like a company of like day traders, and they make trades and things, and they live stream them as well. So I thought, you know what, this is probably the best bet, because first of all, they're like live, they're showing their faces, you know, they have a big following. Like, I mean, they didn't have like a huge following at the time, at least. Maybe now it's more, but they had a decent following, you know. They had people joining their premium YouTube. People seemed to like them. They were really friendly and everything. And I thought, you know what, this might be what I can do, you know. So I would like wake up and immediately go on this Trader TV Live, because they would start their live as soon as the market opens, and they would finish as soon as the market closes, basically. So I joined this because the thing is, institutional traders or companies or whatever who are into trading are always going to have an edge over you as just a person who's trading at home on his phone or whatever. They have, for example, access to like dark pools, which is like this thing that like, it's like some software that shows you like the biggest trades that are being made in the market, and like positions and things like that, and shares that are being bought, and how much is being put in there, and at what price. I'm not even 100% sure exactly what a dark pool is, but it's something like that, I think. And when I tried to look up how I can get that, it said you can only get it if you're like a company. Like it doesn't matter, even if you want to pay $20,000 for it, you're not going to get it. You have to be like some trading company or something like that, or a bank or whatever. So they had access to this because they're a company, right? They're like a trading company, and they're doing a live stream, and they would have their dark pool open, and they would use it to make trades, and their live was actually really, really good and nicely organized and everything. It was like a news channel. They would have like, you can check them out. I'll put a link or something. This is not like affiliated to them or anything. I just was, it's like a review of them, basically. They would have like, it would be usually like two traders making trades and things like that, which is just their job or whatever. And under them, there would be like these little, like on a news channel, the headlines or whatever, they would have like these things saying the tickers and how much profit they've made and what price they bought and whether it's long or short or whatever. So I found that like really useful. I couldn't believe, like I was like, wow, this is amazing, you know. So I started following their trades, you know, and honestly, I made some of my best trades through their live stream, but also some of my worst. And it's not all like their fault or because of them or something like that, because they would usually end up profitable at the end of the day. They would usually end up good, you know. But the thing is, first of all, they are without a doubt much more experienced than me. They know what they're doing a lot more than me. They're like older. They've been working in this as a job, whatever. But other than that, they also have access to a lot more funds. It's as if they have like unlimited money, which I mean they pretty much do because they're a company. They can bring in more money if they want. They have a higher capital and things like that. So when they let's say when they would say, "Oh, I'm gonna short Apple now," and it's going well or whatever, and then they would say, and then let's say it turns around and they're getting screwed now, right? They have enough money to keep to like counter their position, average it out so that they're like balancing it out, so they can either mitigate their risk, or I mean like limit their risk or reduce their loss or something like that, or they can even turn their loss into a profit because they can put such a big amount of money the opposite way, and like something like that. While I wouldn't, like, for me to do that, I would have to, like, let's say they have like $1 billion that they can play with, right? They can put like 100,000, and if it goes bad they can put 500,000 the other way, and it can even it out, right? I have no idea what amount they use. They didn't used to say really. It would just tell you like the percentages or something, or they'd say this many points or something. But for me to do something exactly how they're doing it, for example, I mean, in day trading, I think the highest I ever would trade was maybe a few £100. Maybe that's like the highest I've day traded, because it is risky, and that's the amount I'm willing to like risk in something like that. And even that, I'd be pretty uncomfortable with it, but like whatever. So for me to do that, I don't know, I'd have to put like maybe £10, because then £10 I can easily put £50 to counter it or something like that if I need to. But what I would do, I would put like £200, £300, let's say, in my trading account, in the day trading section of the account, and I would put all of it basically in the position that they would say. And if it would go bad and they would start countering it or lowering their risk, I wouldn't be able to do anything because I don't have like unlimited money. So I would just have to take an L, while they would be like, "Oh, thank God, I put this one here and I put that one there," and I'm just like, yeah, I didn't do any of that. So if you have unlimited money, then like, sure, I guess, like, honestly, that Trader TV live thing is probably your best bet if you want to do well on day trading. It's free and like all this stuff, and it's honestly the best resource I found for day trading. Anything I did myself was pretty much like luck almost, except like silver maybe. I kind of knew like what price it should be or something like that, and usually that would work. Sometimes I lost money because like I got out too quick, but if I'd waited like another hour I would have been fine or something like that. But yeah, that's just how it is, and it's just really, really like nerve-wracking and like stressful, and in the end you just and like from this Trader TV I made like £62 on this Smile Direct Club or whatever in like 20 minutes, which was like pretty good, and I've even made like £15 in like 20 seconds, and like in a minute £12, whatever, as in, I mean, for me at least at the time, I was like a fresh graduate. I'm still like a fairly fresh graduate, So this is like pretty good money, if you're making £60 in like 20 minutes, it's good, it's not something to complain about. It's like pretty impressive. You'll think like, wow, or there's other people out there like working minimum wage jobs and getting like £8 an hour, and I just made £60 in 20 minutes, like, wow, look at me. Well, look at Live Trader TV. But yeah, I'd make that, and then I'd also lose like 70 pounds in like 10 minutes and like 5 minutes. Yeah, I think I lost 70 pounds in like 10 minutes. You'll see it in the recording or whatever. And like it really sucks, you know. So I just stopped, honestly, because I just thought, man, this is taking way too much time, and it's too stressful, and it's not rewarding enough, and I don't have the resources or the funds to do it as perfectly as these Live Trader TV guys are doing it. And what I also realized is that day trading is useful if, like, let's say there's like some special event, something has happened, and you know, like, for sure that like this stock is gonna shoot up or it's gonna collapse, and it's gonna like shoot up in the same day or whatever, then that's a great chance, you know. Then it's a good chance to put like a decent amount of money, still not like too much, because it is still like you could lose it all in like seconds, you know. But an amount that you really wouldn't mind losing, or an amount that you could risk a bit if you're like really sure about something, then it can be great. You can make like a huge return on your investment in like a few minutes, you know. But then get out and then just leave it, you know. The more you day trade, the more you're gonna lose, in my experience. It's not financial advice or whatever. I think I'm supposed to say that. I don't know. But yeah, the more you do it, just like in a casino, the more you play, the more chances the casino has over you. The more you play, the more you're gonna lose. Basically, that's just how it is. So in the beginning, my overall result was in the green, you know, because I was doing one trade every month, one trade in 2 months. Then when I did this Trader TV live thing, like, I felt like I'm doing well, because I'd have these highs of like 60 pounds in a few minutes, and 20 pounds here and 15 pounds there, and I'd be losing some as well, but I'd be like focusing on the wins, and I'd think, oh my god, like this is great. But then when I like, after like, I don't know, like a month of doing this or whatever, I look back and I see my account gone from like plus 200 to like minus 200. And I just thought, man, I did all this, like, you know, time and stress and all this. It would have been much better for me to just put that money in a stock, even like Google or whatever, just put it in there and leave it and sleep and relax and chill. And whatever it would be, it wouldn't be like minus this much, you know. It would probably be a profit, and if it's a minus, it probably wouldn't be such a big minus, like percentage wise. I honestly don't really recommend day trading, but if you do, you should probably use Trader TV, or like do it with someone who, if someone's like babysitting you and making you do like every single move, and they're like really experienced professionals or something, then you might have a chance. But otherwise, it's literally like gambling. If you think it's your lucky day, maybe you can go for it. I don't know, but yeah.